Hello everyone and welcome back. To kick off Halloween season on the Blue Who Review, I thought it'd be a great idea to do the best episodes to watch at Halloween. Now with Doctor Who having lots of monsters, aliens and villains, and some scary episodes, there's quite a lot to pick from, so it's going to be a fairly long list with honourable mentions and some to watch for bonfire night as well. With Halloween just being a few weeks away, gives you plenty of time to watch them, so without no further ado, let's get into the video and see what are the best episodes to watch at Halloween. Now kicking off this list we have The Waters of Mars. This one is a genuinely terrifying one. I was fairly young when it came out and it did scare me so much and I couldn't watch it for years, longer than I want to admit. But it's a very creepy episode with the floods and then it being based on Mars. It's quite like a dark episode with the Terminal Victoria scene and everything. This is a great episode to start with Halloween. It's very creepy and the flood really helped make this a creepy sort of Halloweeny episode. Then next on the list we have The Mummy on the Orient Express. Now this one is another good one. You've got The Mummy, which is quite terrifying, plus the 66-second countdown. Now that's a great like real-time timer. It helps you sort of like not be in the episode but just to help it make it sort of feel like more real. So that's another really good one to watch with The Mummy and everything. Then we have Arachnids in the UK. This one is more like a comfort Halloweeny one. It probably isn't the scariest episode ever, but with the spiders and the sort of like empty hotel and all the cobwebs and everything, it is another good one to watch at Halloween. It's more of a comfort Halloween episode, I would say, but it's another really good one to watch at Halloween. Then we also have The Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit. Now this one is sort of goes without saying, you know, you've got the devil, you've got possession of the ooze, like at the beginning, the sort of like before the cold opening, before the titles, where you have the ooze like almost going to eat the Doctor and Rose. It's just sort of a great episode to watch at Halloween with the devil and possession and everything. It could be quite creepy, especially if you watch it with the lights off. So that's another great suggestion for Halloween. Then another one you have is Hyde. This one's a really good one as well, sort of goes without saying with the haunted house and ghosts and everything. And then actually in the episode itself you have that scene where the Doctor's being chased in the woods and then he admits he's afraid. It's another really good creepy one as well. Series 7 probably isn't the strongest series of them all, but it does still have some good ones and that would be a really good one to watch at Halloween. Then you've got Listen. This is a really good one, like Midnight. It's sort of got the monster where you don't see, and that scene where they've got their backs to it and it uncovers itself and you see sort of a glimpse of it. It's a great episode to watch at Halloween. Another really scary one, and there's this really cool deleted scene where the TARDIS lights are out and there's all candles about. If you haven't seen that, you really need to check it out. It would help make the episode so much more better, so unfortunately they did cut it, but it's a great episode to watch, sort of like the scary monster not knowing what it is. That's another really good one to watch with the lights off as well. Next you've got the Halloween Apocalypse. Now this one sort of goes without saying again, considering it's the only like dedicated Halloween episode, obviously being called the Halloween Apocalypse. I really enjoy this one. It's a really good one. You've got like Weeping Angels, Sontarans, Swarm and Azure. It's just a really good one with all like creepy things, obviously with all the Halloween themes and everything. It's just a great one to probably watch on Halloween night. But this is another really good one to watch, and of course it goes without saying. Next we have Blink. Obviously this one sort of goes without saying again as well. It's got that Weeping Angels, which are really creepy, and it's got that haunted house vibe as well, with the empty house and everything. And it's just another really good one to watch as well. It's a great one to watch if you want to sort of have a break from seeing like the Doctor and everything. If you want more of a sort of Halloweeny one that isn't sort of related to the Doctor, because obviously the Doctor isn't in this one much. This is another really good one to watch at Halloween. Another good one is Under the Lake / Before the Flood. This one aired in October, so it's sort of got that autumny vibe, and then also it has ghosts as well. So that's a really good one to watch. Just, you know, it's quite creepy with the ghosts and actually the Doctor actually thinking they're real, and then the cliffhanger where the Doctor becomes a ghost. It's a really good one to watch, and the Fisher King and all that. It's a really good one as well, so that's another good suggestion. Now another monster that terrified me when I was young is the Impossible Astronaut / Day of the Moon. Now the Silents are just absolutely creepy. They're really up there with the Floods. I really think these are really scary monsters, and again, when I was young when they come out, they really did terrify me. But it's a great episode to watch at Halloween, because it's got some great scenes, and I think it's probably got one of the best scenes in Doctor Who ever. It's where Amy goes to that haunted house with his blood on the wall and the silence. It's a really creepy episode. That would be another great one to watch in the dark alone. But it's a really good one as well. That's a really good suggestion, and that scene with the haunted house is just probably one of my favourite scenes in Doctor Who ever. It's just so perfect. Next up we have Sleep No More. Now this is a controversial one. It depends if you like found footage or not. Personally I do, so I really do enjoy this one. I just feel this is a really good one as well with the found footage and everything. It helps you feel like you're in the episode. And then also it's got a few good scenes like where he rubs his eye and his eye sort of disappears. It's just a really good one as well to sort of like feel in the episode. It's another one that I really enjoy. This one might not be for everyone, so maybe you might not want to watch this one, but I still thought it's quite a good suggestion. Another one I like to watch around this time, which just aired 5 years ago today, just the other day, is The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Now this one isn't necessarily Halloweeny, but it airs in autumn. It's got that autumny feel for me. And then also you've got that amazing scene where he says, "Eat my salad, Halloween." So that's a great one as well, just to sort of like make it a bit more Halloweeny. But it's another great episode to watch, just to have that sort of autumny vibe and Halloween vibe as well. I'd also suggest watching Midnight. This one is another good one. It's obviously you've got the monster, which is unknown. You never actually see the monster, and like the scene where the guy says, "Look over there, there it is," and we don't see it. It's just really great and creepy, the sort of copying, repeating, and then the scene where the doctor nearly dies and gets thrown out into midnight. It's another really creepy episode, which would really go well with the Halloween theme, I think, so it's another good suggestion. Next, we have The Night Terrors. Now, this one I really like as well. I've got fond memories of this one. But the peg dolls, I think they're fairly creepy. I really do like these. And then also where Amy gets turned into a peg doll as well. That's really creepy. Plus it's sort of like, it's in a doll's house, but it's sort of like an empty, creepy house as well. It's just another really good one, set in like the dark at night. Just another really good one to watch around Halloween time. Another really good one is Wild Enough in Time, The Doctor Falls. Now this has got the Mondasian Sidemen, probably the best Sidemen I think, the ones that really stick to it. Because nowadays Sidemen are a bit more like robotic, but back then it was more like sort of like body horror thing. It's really good. So having the Mondasian Sidemen back really helped make this episode scary. And obviously you've got Bill stuck down at the end of the ship with the black hole. And just yeah, everything like that just really helps to make it really good. Like her being stuck there with like everything dying and everything. It's a really good sort of like darkish episode, especially I'd probably say the first half, I think, where we see Bill a lot in the thing. I feel like that's a really good part for the Halloween. So that's another suggestion I'd say with the Mondasian side and everything. That's quite a cool one. Going back to the 13th Doctor era, we have Can You Hear Me? Now this one's got Zellin and everything. It's got like sort of like nightmares, with Tibbo having his nightmares, the Doctor where she thinks about the timeless child, Yaz where she wants to run away from home, Ryan worrying about him coming back to Earth and it's too late and he's missed all his family and everything and everyone's moved on. So it's a really good one, and I just feel like with the nightmares and everything it really fits really well. Then you've got sort of that scene where they come on the street and it's dark and everything. It's just a really good one, and then it also involves mental health, which can be quite like a dark sort of thing as well at times. So it's a really good one to watch at Halloween as well, with all the nightmares and everything. Sticking with the 13th Doctor's era, we also have The Haunting of Villa Diodati. Now this one is a really good one as well. So again, it's like dark. At first it's sort of like a ghost story, which really helps to make it Halloween themed, and then you've got the lone Sideman, which again gives it a different side to the story, but again really scary with the Sideman creeping about, and then the scene in the cellar with Mary Shelley and Percy Shelley and everything. It's just a really good one as well, really creepy. Ashad probably at his best when we just get to see him alone. It's just a really good episode, set in the dark as well, the lights off, a lot of like lit with candles. I remember hearing about how they did that and everything. It's a really good episode with the lit candles and the ghosts and the Ashad and everything. So it's a really good episode, that one as well, to watch at Halloween. Another good one to watch, especially if you work in sort of a shop, because it will creep you out, is Closing Time. This one again, I think people sometimes think it's a bit more of a weaker story, but I do like it. I mean, you've got the Sidemen which are like creeping about the shop at night. You've got that scene with the security guard with the Sidemen behind him. That's quite cool. And then you've got the Sidemen creeping about, and then obviously them sort of repairing themselves in their damaged ship. It does give like a sort of great dark setting and everything. It's a really good episode again to watch Halloween with the Sidemen and everything. So that's another good suggestion, I'd say. Now, an episode that I'm sure you're not surprised to see in this list, obviously, is Silence in the Library and The Forest of the Dead. Obviously, it's got the Veshnarada, which are really scary, the skeletons with the swarm inside it and everything. That's a really good one. And then obviously a lot of people when they were young were actually scared of Miss Evangelista when she had her face distorted. I remember that terrified me, but looking back at it now, it just looks so silly. But apart from that, it's a really good episode to watch. The library being empty, the shadows. It's one of Stephen Moffat's great strengths, making it sort of like scary, something based upon our everyday fears. A lot of people are scared of the dark. I'm not scared of it, I'd say, but I'm not very keen on it. So it's just a great episode to watch. Again, a really good one to watch in the dark. But it's just another great Halloweeny one to watch, very like scary, and yeah, very good one to watch. Again, going back to the Weeping Angels, we have Village of the Angels, again happening in the Flux series where it sort of takes place around Halloween. This one's another really good one. You've got like the Weeping Angels picking everyone off one by one in that village at night, and then them obviously being stuck in the house, in the cellar, the the Weeping Angel coming out of the TV and the fire. It's just a really good one as well, and then obviously the cliffhanger as well, where the Doctor becomes the Weeping Angel, a brilliant cliffhanger and everything. So I feel like this is another really good one to watch at Halloween if you get the time. For me, I enjoy Bonfire Night just as much as I enjoy Halloween, and I like to mark it how I like to mark Halloween, like watching lots of Doctor episodes. Unfortunately, obviously there aren't many episodes to watch around Bonfire Night. Obviously you've got the Gunpowder Plot game, which is obviously based around Guy Fawkes and everything, which is really good, and I really enjoy playing that, and I'll hopefully be playing that this year as well. But no, there's not many to watch unfortunately, but these are my list of what I would suggest watching during Bonfire Night. For me, I like to watch The Shakespeare Code, The Curse of the Black Spot, The Girl Who Died / The Woman Who Lived, The Witchfinders, Vampires of Venice, The Day of the Doctor, and War of the Sontarans. Now, some of these you might be thinking aren't necessarily Bonfire Night themed, but they're all based around the time of the episode, except War of the Sontarans. Now, this one aired 2 days after Bonfire Night, but also it involves Gunpowder and the Sontarans. Now, if you've played the adventure games, you know the Sontarans appear with the Gunpowder Plot, so I feel like all those things sort of tie in nicely. And obviously you've got things like the Witchfinders, which happened a few years before or after Bonfire Night, and then also you've got the Shakespeare Code, which happened in 1599, just 6 years before Gunpowder Plot. It gives you a great sort of like setting of like how it was at that time. Again, The Girl Who Died isn't necessarily around that time. Obviously it was about 600-700 years beforehand, so that one isn't really linked, but because of The Woman Who Lived, that's sort of based around the time of like the Gunpowder Plot. Obviously you have the beheading and everything, so I feel like that sort of links in, so I always watch that one with that one as well. Again, not necessarily linked in too much, but I feel like they're the closest you get. So all of these episodes are based sort of like around the time or have some sort of link to Bonfire Night, but I do like to enjoy Bonfire Night and sort of like celebrate it that way. So if that's something you're interested in, I just thought I'd suggest it for everyone as well. Now, of course, there's going to be some that I've missed out. I mean, I haven't done any Classic Who. I haven't seen too much of Classic Who, so I can't say yet what ones I'd suggest. But if I've missed any or any classic ones you want to suggest, then make sure you put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and see what you suggest. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave some honourable mentions as well, because like I said, there's so many to get through. I couldn't go through all of them. But I'll leave some honourable mentions and let me know if there's any others you think are great for Halloween. Without no further ado, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hopefully see you in my next video soon, and I'll leave you with the honourable mentions.